ठाकुर या बसंती आपके हिसाब से कौन ज्यादा डेंजरस हो सकता है?
फिल्म देख के पता चलेगा.
Everyone asks you the secret of your aging in reverse. Which actress you'd want to ask the same question to?
I can't name one.
आपके अंदर का डायरेक्टर आपके अंदर के एक्टर को कैसे हेल्प करता है?
I never interfere in director's work when I'm acting.
When you are directing Anil Kapoor, the actor, has it impacted your friendship at any level?
किससे सुनाने बैठूंगा तो अब वो हो जाएगा. But
During an argument between you and Sonam, who usually wins?
Sonam.
Vikramaditya Motwani or Anurag Kashyap, who has a better script sense?
This one's not going to go down well. But
How would you define your look in Thar in one word?
I'm playing the character.
Shooting on sets or shooting at real location, what do you prefer more?
Doesn't matter because it's the scene.
Let's discover the film in rapid fire with all of you. We'll start with Anil sir.
Sure.
All right, so rapid fire with Anil Kapoor. Anil sir, how does Anil Kapoor deal with people who are vultures in the form of human beings?
Vultures in the form of you.
love the questions.
Yeah.
Love the questions.
Or
Yeah. I think vultures, it depends on what kind of vulture it is, There are certain vultures you just see from far, look at it and think about it and just admire the kind of the violence or the serenity of that vulture and leave it to fly. And otherwise you feel के vulture जो है कभी आके आपको नहीं दबोच ले.
ठाकुर या बसंती आपके हिसाब से कौन ज्यादा डेंजरस हो सकता है?
बसंती.
Why is that?
फिल्म देख के पता चलेगा.
Something about Harsh you wish you could do when you were his age.
I think there are a lot of things, his love for, his taste for, he's got very atrangi taste, about films, clothes, sneakers, and there are certain, it takes time to understand. थोड़ा वक्त लगता है मगर जब समझ जाता है तो आप समझ जाते हैं कि there is something which is little out of the box in what he is choosing. It might be, these are three things I mentioned to you. Yeah.
Sir, the sort of relationship that we saw in AK versus AK between you and Harsh, is that like the real sort of relationship that?
No, completely different.
Okay.
In AK versus AK as well as Thar. In AK versus AK, he plays Harsh and I play Anil Kapoor, but Harsh is not at all like that.
Even Anil Kapoor.
And I was also playing the character of Anil Kapoor. I'm not like that in real life. So we were both playing the character of Harsh and whatever the director had written on the paper. And Thar, we playing strangers.
All right. How would you describe the camera work of Thar in one word?
I think sexy.
What fascinates you a lot about Satish Kaushik, the co-actor?
His brilliance as an actor.
Everyone asks you the secret of your aging in reverse. Which actress you'd want to ask the same question to?
I think these days all actors are really taking care of themselves. Yeah, they're really looking after themselves. They're all looking, they are very, very physically and conscious what they wear, how they look, and they all are very cool. So I can't name one.
How do you react to these YouTube comments in the trailer of Thar? This is Payal Sharma. Anil sir, can I send my husband to your fitness class for a week? Please, कुछ tips दे दो.
नहीं इसमें तो इतना फिटनेस का ख्याल नहीं रखिया because my role really somewhere I'm supposed to be in a situation where I'm going to hang my boots and more than me my seniors I feel there's a lot for me to give but the seniors feel के भाई आपके पास सिर्फ 6 महीने बचे हैं जो करना कर लो. So I had to work towards giving that kind of a feel to the character. So अगर fitness देखनी है तो दूसरी फिल्में आने वाली हैं वो आप you'll see them very soon.
Okay.
इसमें I'm just playing the character of Surekha. So if she still feels that I'm fit, thank you very much.
You are. You are very fit. अविनाश दीक्षित जुदाई फिल्म आई थी उस साल मेरी शादी हो गई थी. अनिल कपूर मेरे फेवरेट एक्टर थे और आज भी हैं. इतने सालों में कुछ नहीं बदला सिवाय एक चीज़ के मैं बूढ़ा हो रहा हूँ और अनिल जवान हो रहे हैं.
वो डिफरेंस के फिल्म में मेरी पत्नी मुझे जो है वो she sells me to another woman. But in real life, I think me and my wife, who was my friend, who became my girlfriend, and we are together. And I think somewhere, उनका बहुत बड़ा हाथ है मेरे the way I look. Yeah.
All right, that's amazing. So after this amazing rapid fire, we move on to Satish sir. Rapid fire with Satish Kaushik. When you read the script of Thar, what did you find most special about it?
I found the best thing about that there was so much interesting characters in a very vast, lonely space.
Wow, that's nice. If you could ask the audience to watch Thar in just one line, what would you say to them?
See, Indian cinema at its best, rooted story being told in a very powerful manner, you know.
आपके अंदर का डायरेक्टर आपके अंदर के एक्टर को कैसे हेल्प करता है?
I never interfere in director's work when I'm acting, but yes, it helps me to find my performance. My director in me always, dissects what I'm doing, tells me whether this is right or wrong. But ultimate decision on the director who's directing me.
When you were directing Anil Kapoor, the actor, has it impacted your friendship at any level? Any arguments that may have come?
कई बार तो ऐसा होता है कि कहीं टूट ना जाए मतलब ऐसे क्योंकि क्या है वी आर टू डिफरेंट पीपल ऑन द सेट व्हेन वी आर वर्किंग वी आर बोथ पैशनेट पीपल तो उसके किस्से सुनाने बैठूंगा तो अब वो हो जाएगा बट ऑन द अदर साइड वी नो ईच अदर सो वेल एंड इट इज we have a camaraderie which is very very natural in fact.
That shows.
Can you believe it that we are the best friend? We call each other on sir on the sets, I call him sir, he called me sir.
On set?
On set. And as soon as we get out of the set, we are different.
That's amazing. I think that's great. Yeah, you get into the role of...
Yes.
How would you describe your bond with Anil Kapoor in a hashtag?
God sent something which happens with some people. There's some relationships are made by God, that's all.
Mr. Boni Kapoor is a
और
producer.
नजर ना लगे बस.
Ji. Mr. Boni Kapoor is a producer in hashtag.
Boni Kapoor, the Don. The Don.
The Don. How would you react to people who say Bollywood lacks good writers?
I don't like it. I think we have great writers and we have great minds coming now as the cinema is changing, as the world is changing, and how digital world is going to take over, So I think we have brilliant writers and our cinema is on the threshold of becoming one of the best in the world.
Any three co-actors of yours that you think you shared the best chemistry with so far?
One is just sitting right side of mine. One is in Delhi shooting,
Right.
And yes, I had a great sense of working. I've done 16 films, and that is Govinda.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Direction or acting? What do you enjoy more?
I love working. I love working. I like working because I think direction happened to me very when I was out of work as an actor. I was not getting work and I had to do something, but I didn't realize I had the potential of becoming a director. But thanks to some real good friends of mine who became such an important and integral part of my life, who pushed me and made me a director also, and I proved them sometime wrong. I proved them sometime, very proud of me. So it's a great journey, and but basically I'm from inside. I'm an actor, and I will remain an actor.
All right, that's amazing. Satish sir, if you can react to these YouTube comments on the trailer of Thar. This is Prashant Nigam. इतने साल हो गए सतीश सर को इंडस्ट्री में, लेकिन आज भी वैसे ही लगते हैं जैसे 20 साल पहले लगते थे. ऐसे एक्टर्स को देख के दिल खुश हो जाता है.
20 साल पहले, अब तो मैं ज़्यादा पता नहीं 20 साल पहले कैसा लगता था. 20 साल पहले हाँ थोड़ा सा मेरा वेट कुछ 4-5 किलो कम हुआ है. Nothing else. But जैसे 20 साल पहले लगता था. Yes, what he means is that my passion about acting, energy is the same, and thanks to him.
Energy तो कैलेंडर वाले अभी तक है सर.
Yes.
Harsh, if you have to direct Anil Kapoor, what genre would you want to experiment with?
Drama.
Drama. Any reference?
Lost in Translation is a good one.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Your all-time favorite Western film?
I actually, to be honest, I don't really watch too many westerns, but there's a show on Amazon Prime called Too Old to Die Young. It's got Miles Teller from Whiplash, the drum film.
Of course.
It's kind of like it's like a new age western. It's cool, that one.
When you started preparing for this film, what was the biggest challenge you faced?
To try and understand as an actor how to engage the audience and bring intensity without having the room to say or do much. When you're playing a character where you're not able to reveal too much about yourself or your motivations, and you don't have too much material to kind of work with, I think it requires a lot of concentration to be able to kind of keep them engaged, So I think I would say that.
All right, Vikramaditya Motwani or Anurag Kashyap, who has a better script sense?
This one's not going to go down well. But I think Anurag's a very good writer, right? Like I think Vikram is also a very good writer, but I think Vikram's an incredible filmmaker, and I think Anurag has written not only for obviously the films that he directs, but a lot of other films, other people as well. I think Vikram more like writes for himself. So I would say maybe Anurag is kind of a little more diverse in terms of the stuff that he can write. But Vikram is a genius also, yeah, obviously.
All right. During an argument between you and Sonam, who usually wins?
Sonam.
All right. According to you, best performance of Anil sir?
I like Pukar. I like AK versus AK actually, to be honest, I think that could be the best, I think.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
I think that
could be the best, I think. It's just also breaking away from any expectations and conventions, So it's great.
All right. Apart from films, which topic you love to discuss with your father?
I like clothes a lot. I think fashion, I would say fashion.
All right. Okay. Something about Fatima that you would want to see in all your co-actresses?
Something that I would like to see in all my co-actresses would probably be, I think in this particular film as well, you can just see real vulnerability. It's very difficult for people like us to be vulnerable in our lives, right? Because in order to be vulnerable, you always risk somebody can hurt you. You know what I mean? So what we tend to do in our lives, especially with the way the world is going, we tend to shed the vulnerability and pretend that we're a lot stronger than we are because we don't want to get hurt. But despite how many times she has been hurt, she still has the ability to be able to be vulnerable, and it's a remarkable thing, because you come across a lot of people and they're almost putting on this persona. They have a persona that they put up because they don't want to be hurt almost, because they're full of fear. So I think she's kind of overcome that fear, and she's kind of always like jumps in a very naive kind of way, which is like I'm like that also. So
All right. That's wonderfully explained. If you have to interview Tom Cruise, what is that one question you would surely ask him?
why did you stop doing all the films of yours that I used to like 10, 15 years ago? And now you just do part 3 and part 4 and part 5 and part 6. Because, I grew up on like Magnolia and Risky Business and Jerry Maguire.
Of course.
And now it's just Jack Reacher and Mission Impossible 9, 10, 11. I've forgotten what it is. So it would be nice to go back to that, I think. Yeah.
How to react to these YouTube comments on the trailer of Thar? This is Rahul Agarwal. Harshvardhan man, fan of his script choices and acting from the first movie, pure class.
That's very kind. And, it's also very encouraging because sometimes we get a little lost, in our own world, and we're like, I'm doing this stuff, but I don't really know if anybody's watching, and who is this for? Is it worth it? So I've gone through all the comments actually, and I can't believe it. I'm shocked and pleasantly surprised that there's so much encouragement, and people have seen Bhavesh and Mirzya and AK and Ray, and they see now slowly what I'm trying to do. So it's keeps me going, I think.
Right. I think Bhavesh was outstanding. I think even the belief system, I think, was really nice.
In the film, right?
Yeah.
What it represents, yeah.
Yeah, it represents. Shivankar Gupta, Harshvardhan Kapoor is an underrated gem. Give him any character, he will nail it with perfection. Want to see more of him. ये तो आपसे सवाल उसमें ही पूछा गया था ट्रेलर लॉन्च पे कि आप थोड़ा सा कम आती हैं फिल्में आपकी.
I actually, I want to work more. So like I did Vasan's film and this back to back. So I felt quite confident because, like even I've spoken to Fatima, it's like sometimes we work and then we don't work. And that's quite difficult because as an actor, like even Dad will tell you have to keep doing it. It's like to keep getting better. So I did AK versus AK in Jan Feb before COVID, and I knew this in my heart that the scenes had gone really well. But then we had COVID, right? So I was sitting at home for 8 months, and again I went into a bit of a slump. So I had to really pick up myself and gain confidence because it had been so long since Bhavesh, and I went to Ray, and then I did Thar, and then I came back really confident, and now again I've not been on set for almost 1 year. So it's very tough, man. I want to work more. I hope that the opportunities come my way because, you know, it's tough. It's not been easy.
You get opportunities. It's just that not.
Yeah, I mean,
You're chasing something.
I guess maybe I'm chasing something a little different, which is why one has to kind of commit to that journey and then just be patient, and then the magic happens, you know. So like Vasan called me out of the blue. So
Right. Yeah, I think Thar will open the floodgates. I'm sure that Satish ji and Anil
hope-
with their experience,
I hope
think
so.
they would.
हम लोग अगर एक साल ऐसे बैठे रहे ना तो हमको लगता है हम इंडस्ट्री से आउट हो गए
Satish ji, I think
तो
Nadi
insecurity हो
brothers,
जाएगी
guilty minds now.
insecurity
Thar
what
is
Archie is
coming,
saying, it is their confidence and belief in themselves. Otherwise हम लोग तो मतलब 15 दिन कहीं नहीं हो तो हमको लगता है यार आपको भी लेगा नहीं हमको यार.
Rapid fire with Fatima Shaikh. What can you tell by observing any person's eyes?
How good or bad the liar is. He is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. What is your definition of a Sharif insan?
Vulnerable. क्योंकि जो vulnerable होता है वो अपना हार्ट सामने रखता है, and I think that. But honestly, I've been bad judge of people also, so I don't know. People are very complex. शरीफ इंसान हाँ भाई समझ में नहीं आता कौन कैसा है. But yeah, I think because I want to give a person an honest chance, I let people be who they are, and you know I'll see if अगर मुझे जमता है तो जमता है, then I let that person in my life. नहीं जमता है तो आप अपने रास्ते, मैं अपने रास्ते.
Who was the most Sharif on the sets of Thar?
Me. No, everybody else but me.
What are some of the qualities of any director that makes things easier for you on the set?
To be able to have an honest conversation. If I'm not doing well, अगर वो मुझे बोले कि फैटी ये सही नहीं हो रहा, it makes my job easy. I need my director to be honest with me. I need to be able to confide. I need to be able to be vulnerable. Because कभी-कभी वो line of professionalism और personal life ना वो बहुत blur हो जाती है एक point के बाद, क्योंकि आप इतना समय बिताते हो.
Right.
और मेरे साथ touchwood जितने भी लोगों के साथ मैंने काम किया है, मेरा एक personal relationship रहा है. And it makes it easy for the director to also tap into my emotions and see, you know, कि अच्छा फैटी को हम लोग थोड़ा ये करेंगे तो वो ये चीज निकल आएगी. So I think I like that honest conversation with my director.
All right. What is your personal favorite film of Anil sir?
Calendar खाना दो. Mr. India.
Mr. India.
Yeah, Mr. India.
Okay. All right. How would you define your look in Thar in one word?
I'm playing the character, so I'm Chetna. So I don't know how externally people are perceiving it, but for me, she is that a very vulnerable person, but in a place that probably वो misfit. मुझे लगता है तो वो है. अभी उसको कैसे perceive किया जाएगा वो आपको फिल्म देखेंगे तब समझ में आएगा, क्योंकि मैं ज़्यादा explain नहीं कर पाती हूँ. I'm not good with my words, so.
And that's okay. That's okay. Shooting on sets or shooting at real location, what do you prefer more?
Doesn't matter because it's the scene and it's the intensity of the scene. After a point, it doesn't matter because then you're in your own world. I can be here and I can imagine that there is something, you know, out there and it's huge and it's vast. So I think it's being in the moment.
Okay. How would you define your journey in the entertainment world in a hashtag so far?
Amazing. I've really enjoyed. हाँ अच्छा रहा है यार. काफी. I've been fortunate. I've gotten to work with AK. I've gotten to work with Bachchan ji, Manoj Bajpayee. You know, all good actors. Harsh and Satish ji. मतलब जितनी भी फिल्में मैंने की है, मुझे अच्छे actors के साथ काम करने का मौका मिला है. वो बचपन में भी कमल हसन. So, you know, I've had a great journey.
Okay, how would you react to these YouTube comments on the trailer of Thar? This is Mandar Jha. Getting my Netflix subscription renewed just for this one. It looks so fresh and something worth buying subscription for, but what excited me is the presence of Fatima in the film.
Oh, that's so kind.
You should speak to Netflix now. You're getting subscriptions for them.
free lifetimes.
हाँ, next project में थोड़ा payment ज़्यादा देना. Yeah, no, that's very sweet and kind. I'm so glad that people are liking my work and you know they want to watch me more.
All right, this is Namit Das Gupta. Watching Fatima and Harshvardhan in the same scene is so fascinating. This is an excellent pair. Want to see them in a hardcore romantic film with good music.
Why not? I would love to work with him again. We've got, we are friends and we have a great rapport, and it's easy to work with him. It will be lovely to get a script where, we get to explore different characters. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I hope this film does well so we can work more.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't, we'll still do it.
Yeah.
Then it looks like.